Here's Dabone, look out.
Yeah, we gonna shake on this time. If they gonna come out
That's a 12-year-old kid, by the way. You're probably thinking, no way, this has got to be clickbait. It's not. I don't understand what parents are feeding them these days, but wow. Mohamed Dabone, standing tall at 6'10" or 2.08 meters for my metric friends, is already making waves in the basketball world. This kid is playing in a 15-year-old tournament in Spain and absolutely dominating it. Remember, he's 12. I can't decide if this is frightening or exciting. I mean, imagine being the 15-year-old that gets dunked on by someone 3 years younger than you. Unreal. This is the story of Mohamed Dabone. First off, here's a little background on Mohamed. He was born in Burkina Faso in 2011. Yeah, 2011. The same year the Dallas Mavericks, led by Dirk Nowitzki, beat LeBron and the Heat in the NBA Finals. I know that feels like it was just yesterday for some of you old heads, but here we are, talking about a kid born that same year, who's already being compared to some of the biggest names in Spanish basketball. Mohamed is currently improving his game with Barcelona's junior teams. The clips you are seeing are from an under-15 tournament against Spain's top teams, including Real Madrid. And let's be clear, Real Madrid's basketball program is no joke. They've had the likes of Luka Doncic in their system, so Mohamed is facing some serious competition. Yet he's out here collecting MVP awards like they're Pokemon cards. In the final game against players 3 years older than him, he dropped 25 points and 14 rebounds, not to mention blocking 6 shots. It's actually just too easy. Now, let's talk about those dunks. These aren't your average 12-year-old dunks. We're talking about windmill jams, putback slams, and alley-oops that make you question if this kid is actually from another planet. Funny though, because conspiracy theorists have a lot to say, but we'll get into that later. His energy is off the charts, and he's even showing a decent shooting touch. Some of these blocks though, I mean, why does he have to be so mean to these poor 15-year-olds? It's like he's out there on a mission to just crush their dreams. Of course, with all this buzz, there are always the skeptics. As soon as Mohamed started making headlines, the internet detectives came out, questioning his age. I mean, how many 12-year-olds are out there doing dunks in warm-ups? The skepticism isn't totally unfounded. There have been cases of age fraud in sports, especially among athletes from Africa. But the rumours haven't slowed Mohamed down one bit. In the coming months, Mohamed will be playing in an under-16 competition, meaning he'll be facing opponents 4 years older than him. Barcelona is really testing his limits, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him in the Barcelona senior team in a couple of years. Could he actually become the youngest ever to debut in Spain's top division? Well, Luka did it at 16, and Ricky Rubio held the record for a while, debuting at almost 15 years old. But the current record holder is Basala Bagayoko, who made his debut at 14 years old and 7 months. But on his current trajectory, Mohamed topping that record would not surprise me at all. To the nitty-gritty of why this kid is so special. First, let's talk about his physical gifts. At 6'10", Mohamed already towers over most of the kids in his age bracket. He's very tall even by basketball standards. His wingspan is, well, it's ridiculous. It's not officially measured yet, but just look at this team photo where he wraps his arms around 5 teammates like it's no big deal. He's got the size, the length, and the build to be an absolute force. But it's not just about being tall. The best players on the court aren't always the tallest. His quickness and agility also make him scary to play against. Check out his attempts at the rim. He moves with fluidity that's rare for someone his size, especially at his age. He's got the mobility of a guard combined with the size of a center. Now here's young Victor Wembanyama showing off on the court at 14. Mohamed might not have all the same skills yet, but in terms of sheer mobility, he's right there, if not ahead. And defensively, Mohamed is a nightmare for his opponents. His presence alone forces other players to rethink their shots. Even the most talented kids in Spain are scared to drive into the paint when he's there. And when they do muster the courage, they often regret it. Blocked, blocked, blocked. Maybe next time. He owns the paint. Mohamed is very good at reading the game and timing his actions to match. He has perfect block timing, and his rebounding, it's as if the ball is drawn to him like a magnet. He goes for all rebounds on both offensive and defensive boards. Not to overlook his attacking ability, Mohamed has a solid shooting touch as well, not just dunking on everyone. His shooting form, particularly from the free throw line, has been very good, and he has made a few 3-pointers as well. His approach is solid, which is rather positive for his future growth. Mohamed's basketball IQ is another very outstanding quality of his game. He is adept at setting screens, knows when to slide the pick, and comprehends space. For a big guy, he's surprisingly good at reading the game and making smart plays. Not only is he a nightmare to defend in the post, but he also has excellent passing skills and can find his teammates for an easy bucket. And most importantly, beyond all the hype and stats, watching Dabone play is pure entertainment. He's got the swagger, the highlight reel plays, and the ability to make even the toughest competition look like it's on easy mode. Now let's talk about the future. It's crazy to be talking about a 12-year-old as a potential NBA player already, but Mohamed's upside is undeniable. He's not eligible for the draft until 2030, which seems like an eternity away. But if he continues on this trajectory, there is no telling what he will accomplish in Europe. The NBA is always on the lookout for athletic freaks, and Mohamed is already showing flashes of that potential. Of course, there are still plenty of areas for him to improve. His shooting can get more consistent, his ball handling can get tighter, and his understanding of the game will continue to grow. But this kid's got the foundation to become something truly special. His defensive impact alone is enough to make coaches drool, and as he polishes his offensive game, he's going to be a nightmare one day. It's not all clear though. We've had plenty of potential stars who ended up washed out for various reasons. One of the most pressing concerns for any young athlete, especially someone as physically gifted as Mohamed, is the risk of injuries. Growing bodies are particularly vulnerable to stress injuries, and with Mohamed's height and playing style, the risk is amplified. Overuse injuries, stress fractures, and ligament tears can derail his promising career before it even starts. I'm sure Mohamed has a robust support system for physical therapy and injury prevention, especially since he plays for Barcelona. Another worry might be the pressure of expectation. Being labelled the next big thing in basketball comes with enormous expectations from coaches, fans, and even peers. This pressure can lead to burnout, anxiety, and a loss of passion for the game. The media hound will always be there to praise him when he shines and bark at him when he doesn't. How he handles all of this will be essential for his growth. Is this the rise of 7-foot demigods? Well, that's a wrap. Mohamed Dabone is a name you're going to be hearing a lot about in the coming years. What do you guys think? If you like keeping up with basketball's young stars, then you'll love what we have in store for you. Join us next time as we look at another up-and-coming NBA wonder kid.